The last Grow a Garden update was the admin war, and if you guys go to the Grow a Garden game page to check what the next update is, you'll just find no information. But what if I told you that Jandel is just hiding all of the easy to find update information from you, including workers being added to Grow a Garden, which is why today I am dressed as Sam, arguably the best worker to ever touch Grow a Garden. Either way, today we're going to be going over what this next update could be. Be sure to watch all the way to the end because it gets insane. And if you guys want to be part of the OG 200K, hit that sub button. This is the Grow a Garden Discord server, and if you guys aren't in it already, basically it's where Jandel does a ton of announcements and also drops a ton of leaks for the update. But guys, the last week was literally the admin war leak, so where the heck is the leaks for the next update? What if I told you guys that Jandel actually leaked this to us? Well, basically leaked where we can find the leaks in an announcement he made a long time ago. Let me find it for you guys. July 8th, 2025. Jandel sends a message to the community saying, "Hello, Grow a Garden community." Well, obviously. And if you guys didn't know, before this message, pet gifting wasn't in the game, and the trading system also wasn't in the game, meaning it was literally impossible to trade at the time, which is why Jandel, when releasing it back, had to say this. I want to start off this message by saying we bought back pet gifting. The community may ask, why did this take so long? Because I will be so honest with you guys, it took like 3 freaking weeks. And then he goes on to yap about how he had to re-upload the whole game, yada yada, boom boom. But then we have this. One idea I've had is introducing a community voting feature where the community votes on the next update idea. Maybe this is a crazy poll. I read the starboard every day to gauge community feedback. And that's it. So this is where we can basically find what the leaks could be, because Jandel on multiple occasions has kind of just admitted that he literally reads this every single day, and this is where he finds a lot of the ideas for the update. Don't believe me? Here's some more proof. If you guys don't remember, the prehistoric update was an update that came out in July, but all the way back in May, somebody named Noon said this: continuing prehistoric update, this time with all the pets. And basically it just showed a ton of these literal just leaks of stuff that basically came into the game. This is basically the Brontosaurus, this is the T-Rex. Obviously they look a little different, but the idea was there. They even did also add this pterodactyl into the game. And if we scroll even further back to May 22nd, you can see the very first evidence, or whatever you want to call it, of the trading update. You guys can see that this actually looks extremely similar to the trading that is in the game right now. And that's because this is where Jandel got the idea, or at least part of the idea for trading. Obviously, trading was probably going to come to the game one way or another. But yeah, this is basically what it looks like right now. Either way, that should kind of show you that these aren't just random freaking pictures that I'm grabbing from the internet. No, these are genuine things that Jandel, the owner of Grow a Garden, looks at. Either way, there's a couple things from this very starboard that I think are going to be the most important in basically being the things that'll come in this next update. Starting with the gear that would be super useful for literally anybody who plays Grow a Garden at all, called the Grand Reclaimer. This is what it looks like. Well, obviously somebody made this, which is freaking impressive, man. You got talent. But how it would work is, instead of just clicking one thing and having to have a billion reclaimers that you have to craft, with this Grand Reclaimer, you just equip your reclaimer, you click whatever you want to pick up, and boom, that's it. So it's just like a reclaimer that reclaims multiple things at once. And of course, next up we have what inspired me to make this video, which is 2 separate images from Sam. Well, not from Sam, but of Sam. But instead of Sam being Sam, this is Sam being a pet. This, I think, was the origin where somebody just put a pet of Sam, and the description was, every 8 minutes pulls out a silver or gold or rainbow seed from his pocket. Obviously that's fine, but doesn't let us know anything about a worker update. But the next image, this one is from Chris, shows my inspiration for this video, which is the workers shop. And as you guys can see, this right here, oh whoa, what just happened? As I was trying to say, this right here is Sam and Steven, obviously being the workers at the seed shop and the cell shop, being workers that you can actually buy and have work on your garden. First, we have Sam, which waters plants when needed and costs 2 billion shekels. And then we have Steven, who is, I guess, an even higher rarity than Sam. And instead of being transcendent, Steven is ascendant. Unfortunately, Steven is not available to buy, but what he does is have a 35% chance to prevent players from stealing. But listen up and listen up very, very closely. I do not think that this is at all what workers would do if they were in the game, but if they were in the game, here's what they most likely would do and be super useful for. I'm sure you guys all have pets. Every single one of us has pets, especially if you came to the admin war. But what you'll notice about pets is that they do abilities. These abilities only happen while you're in the game. Maybe what either Sam or any other type of worker pet, or I guess you wouldn't call them pets, but any type of worker NPC or whatever that got added into the game, one thing they could do is, instead of your pets just doing literally nothing, not leveling up at all while you're gone, if you guys have a worker, your pets will actually do their thing instead of literally just sitting AFK. So instead of you guys actually having to be in the game for 8 hours straight to have your pets do stuff and have your pets level up, you could just leave the game and have your workers do it for you. I think this would be super useful, but not as useful as this next thing, which is daily rewards, and basically just showing, and you can see the person's username strictly simplify, basically just showing what daily rewards would look like if you actually came into Grow Garden and got a reward every time you came in. I will say, guys, yes, technically we do have daily quests that we can do every day, but let's be honest, who really does these? What would be way cooler is having a daily reward screen that just automatically pops up on your screen so you guys can just get free stuff. And I'm sure you guys already play every single freaking day. So yeah, everybody would love this. But of course, that wouldn't be as useful as this update to the crafting table. If you guys join the game right now and try to go to the crafting table, what you will notice is that you can craft something, but when you craft it, you can't craft anything else. What would be super, super useful is if we had a crafting queue. Basically, this would make it so instead of having to craft things one by one, you could just craft a bunch of things at the same time, and then you could come back in the game later and they would be done for you. I think this would be super overpowered, but not as overpowered as this next pet called the protection tool. It would cost 5 billion in the shop and be a prismatic tool, and it would protect your plants from getting stolen if used with the favorite tool. Guys, you don't even understand how useful this would be. I had a big bone blossom on my garden, and you can see that it's not there anymore. I'm scared to join public servers, and I'm sure you are too. We all want this. But of course, something that a ton of other people would want is this, which is an ad builder feature. Basically, a way for players to add other people to build in their garden. But when you're building for someone else's garden, you have the same inventory of that person. And of course, you can toggle permissions for builders on your garden, like place crops, remove crops, place props, and remove props, basically being the building materials. But what would be even cooler is if we could build cars, and we actually can. I just threw this one in there, but somebody actually built a very realistic car in Grow a Garden. This is crazy. What else is crazy is that currently in Grow a Garden, the economy is broken, and this is 100% true. Ever since they've added update on top of update on top of update, and just made bone blossoms be able to get super big, especially with the Grandmaster Sprinkler, money is basically useless. You can look in the bottom left corner of my screen, and I have 1.0000, I have 1 sextillion. No, I'm not trolling, and it's because somebody gave it to me, and that person who gave it to me probably had like a billion 1 sextillions to give away. Let's be real, the economy's messed up. Shekels don't even matter anymore, and something has to be done about that. What will be done? Honestly, we might need a money reset. I'm trolling, all right? Obviously, everyone would hate that, but we need something. And all I need you to do is subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys in the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.